What if the kitchen tool you trust most once terrified the people who used it? The first blender wasn't a friendly helper. It was a machine of chaos. Imagine sharp blades spinning wildly, no safety locks, no covers, no rules. Fingers sliced, glass shattered, and kitchens filled with screams instead of smoothies. The blender was born in an age when danger was ignored, when invention mattered more than protection. Its hum was not comfort, it was threat.
The ordinary blender you use today hides a dark origin, a forgotten story of risk and blood. Before it became a symbol of convenience, it was feared as a monster in the kitchen.
This is the strange, hidden history of the first blender ever made, and why it was so dangerous. Imagine waking up and it's so hot that the stinging blender ever has cracked over it. It seems clear that their stinging would not be weak or some less fit. It could be warm, and when the blender was similar, it's all falling slowly, but not divided. One of the You chop by hand, whisk endlessly, crush ice with hammers. Then someone brings a new machine into your kitchen. A motor, a jar, blades spinning faster than your eyes can follow. You pour fruit inside, press a switch, and suddenly the room fills with noise. The blades roar, the jar shakes, and you step back in fear. There are no safety lids, no guards. If your hand slips, the blades will tear flesh in seconds. Glass jars crack under pressure, spraying shards across counters. The smell of burning motors fills the air. Neighbors whisper about accidents, fingers lost, kitchens destroyed. Yet curiosity wins. Families gather around, watching fruit turn to liquid in seconds. It feels like magic, but it looks like danger. Children are warned to stay away. Mothers hesitate before touching the switch. Fathers test it with caution. The blender is both miracle and menace, a strange machine that promises speed but threatens safety. This was the forgotten world of the first blender, where every morning carried the thrill of invention and the fear of disaster. The dark truth is that life before safe blenders was risky. People wanted speed, but speed came with blood. Early blenders had exposed blades, fragile jars, and unstable motors. They overheated, sparked, and sometimes exploded. Kitchens became battlegrounds. Imagine pouring milk and fruit only to have the jar crack mid-blend, spraying shards into your face. Imagine leaning too close and the blades catching your sleeve. Imagine children reaching for the whirring jar, unaware of the danger. Injuries were common. Hospitals treated cuts, burns, and broken bones from these machines. Yet families kept buying them, desperate for convenience. The blender was marketed as modern, but its reality was terrified. It symbolized progress wrapped in danger. Before safety standards, invention was reckless. The blender was proof, a tool that promised health but delivered harm. The dark truth is that the first blender was not just dangerous, it was deadly. The blender story begins with invention. In 1922, Stephen Poplawski created one of the first electric drink mixers. His goal was simple: make milkshakes faster. He placed spinning blades at the bottom of a glass jar, powered by a motor. It worked, but it was unstable. The jar cracked, the blades were exposed, and accidents followed. Yet, the idea spread. By the 1930s, companies like Waring refined the design, producing blenders for restaurants and homes. They were marketed as modern miracles, symbols of progress. Ads showed smiling families enjoying drinks, ignoring the danger. Behind the scenes, Inventors struggled to balance speed with safety. The blender's origin was not smooth. It was jagged, risky, and strange. It was born from ambition, not caution. Its history is a reminder that invention often begins in darkness before finding light. The turning point came when safety became priority. By the 1940s and 50s, blenders evolved. Stronger jars replaced fragile glass. Lids locked tightly. Motors stabilized. Guards covered blades. Families could finally trust the machine. Breakfast changed forever. Smoothies, soups, sauces, all prepared in minutes without fear. The blender became a symbol of modern kitchens, no longer a monster, but a helper. Before, mornings meant danger. After, mornings meant convenience. The contrast was stark, from screams to smiles, from accidents to ease. The turning point was not just design, it was culture. The blender transformed from threat to necessity, reshaping how families ate and lived. Here's the shocking truth. The blender was once banned in some kitchens. Restaurants feared lawsuits from injuries. Hospitals reported accidents linked to early models. Another disturbing fact, some blenders were so unstable they caught fire mid-use. Yet people kept buying them, believing danger was worth progress. Few know that Stephen Poplawski's first blender was inspired by soda fountains, not kitchens. It was meant for milkshakes, not home cooking. Another hidden fact, early blenders were so loud they were compared to airplanes. Families joked about the kitchen monster, but the fear was real. The blender's strange past is forgotten, but its danger shaped the safety standards we rely on today. Think about it. Every time you press that button, you are touching history. You are living inside a revolution that began with danger. The blender didn't just mix, it risked lives. It turned kitchens into battlefields before becoming a symbol of convenience. Today, we complain when it's too loud, too slow, or too small. We forget that once it was terrified. The twist? That hum you hear is not just sound. It is the echo of a dangerous past, a reminder that progress often begins in darkness. The next time you sip a smoothie, remember, the blender you trust was once feared. It didn't just change kitchens, it changed human life forever.